The median single-family home in Greenwich sold for $3.8 million in Q1 2026. If you are coming from Manhattan or Westchester or New Jersey, that number probably sounds like it buys you a lot of house. And in some cases it does. But this market does not work the way most buyers expect. And what your budget actually gets you depends entirely on where in Greenwich you are looking and what you are willing to trade off. Today, I am walking you through what different price points actually buy in Greenwich right now. Not what they bought 2 years ago, not what Zillow suggests, but what is actually happening on the ground in 2026.
I am Charles Nedder, a realtor here in Greenwich, Connecticut. By the end of this video, you will have a realistic picture of what your budget represents in this market.
And you will understand why the neighborhood you choose matters just as much as the number you spend. Let us start with the big picture. In Q1 2026, Greenwich saw 87 single-family closings, up 17.6% from the same period last year. The average home sold for 103.4% of its asking price. That means the typical home sold above asking.
Days on market dropped to 81, down from 105 a year ago.
And supply is sitting at 2.6 months. That is firmly in seller's market territory. So when we talk about what your money buys, you need to understand that you are buying in a market where inventory is tight, competition is real, and pricing reflects that. Now let us break it down by price point. If your budget is in the $1.5 million to $2 million range, you are looking at entry-level Greenwich in neighborhoods like Cos Cob, where the Q1 median came in at $2.3 million. This is where you will find smaller homes on modest lots, updated colonials, split levels, capes. The homes at this level are typically functional and well located, but they are not the grand estates people picture when they think of Greenwich. What you are buying here is the town, the school system, the commute, the community, and a home that gives you a solid foundation to build from.
As you move into the $2.5 million to $3.5 million range, the picture shifts.
This is where Riverside starts to open up. Q1 median, there was 2.5 million, and where you begin to see homes with more land, more character, and more recent renovations. At this level, you are finding 4 and 5 bedroom homes on half-acre to full-acre lots. Some will be fully updated, some will need work. The spread at this price point is wide, and the condition of the home matters enormously. A $3 million home that has been renovated in the last 5 years is a very different product than a $3 million home that has not been touched since the 1990s. Now here is where it gets interesting. At the 3.5 million to 5 million range, you are in the heart of the Greenwich market, or well-maintained older homes with real character. You start to see waterfront proximity, walkability to town. At this level, you are looking at larger homes on desirable streets, newer construction, significant renovations, or well-maintained older homes with real character. You start to see waterfront proximity, walkability to town, and the kind of property that checks most boxes on a buyer's list. But even here, you are making trade-offs. A home with a waterfront location might have less square footage. A larger home might be set further from the village center. At every price point in Greenwich, something gives. Above $5 million, you are in the luxury segment, and this part of the market has its own dynamics entirely. Homes at this level are often with a pool and privacy that you simply cannot find in most East Coast markets. The competition is different here. Buyers at this level are often paying cash, timelines are flexible, and the decision is less about budget and more about finding the right property. In 2026, this segment is active. Homes above $5 million are trading and the buyers are serious. Quick question for you. What about condos? If you are not looking for a single family home, Greenwich's condo market is worth understanding. The median condo price rose 9.7% in Q1 to $1.2 million. Greenwich's condo market is worth understanding. The median condo price rose 9.7% in Q1 to $1.2 million. Condo closings were up over 40% year over year. For buyers looking for a lower maintenance lifestyle or a more accessible price point, the condo market is moving fast. And here's the comparison I get asked about most often. What does this same money buy in Manhattan? At $3 million in Manhattan, you are looking at a 2-bedroom apartment, maybe 3 bedrooms if the building is older. In Greenwich, that same $3 million buys you a 4 or 5 bedroom home with a yard, a garage, and a 47-minute express train to Grand Central. The space differential is significant. But more than that, you are buying a fundamentally different lifestyle. And once buyers see that side by side, the math starts to make a lot of sense. So, to bring it all together, what your budget buys in Greenwich depends on the neighborhood, the condition of the home, and what you are willing to trade off. The market is competitive, inventory is tight, and homes are selling above asking. Whether you are looking at entry-level in Cos Cob, mid-market in Riverside, or the heart of Old Greenwich, the key is understanding what each price point actually represents, not what you assume it should. If you want to see what is available right now in your price range, give me a call at 203-524-4303. I will send you a curated list of active listings with no obligation. I am Charles Nedder from Greenwich, Connecticut. I will see you in the next one.